Today we focus on Glamis Castle, and the tragic tale of Janet Douglas. Janet married the 6th Lord of Glamis, and lived a peaceful life at the castle, where they had one son, John. But when her husband died in 1528, everything was to change. King James V was on the throne at that time, and he had a deep-rooted hatred for the Douglas family, particularly his stepfather, Archibald Douglas. Archibald had been his mother's second husband, and when they married in 1514, he had the young James imprisoned and assumed the role of ruling the country. King James eventually escaped in 1528 and, having taken his rightful place as King of Scotland, Archibald fled to England. Janet was protected by her powerful husband, but when he died the same year, King James seized the opportunity to seek vengeance on the Douglas family. Janet was arrested, along with her son, and imprisoned in the dungeon of Edinburgh Castle. Glamis Castle, and the surrounding estate, was confiscated, and King James used it to hold court. The question of what to do with Janet remained. Accusations of treason were difficult for him to enforce, and so the king turned to his trump card of the time, and accused her of witchcraft, alleging that she made potions and spells with a specific intent to kill him. Yet Janet was much loved and highly respected, and so even the king had difficulty in making the accusations stick. He needed evidence, which was fairly easy for him to obtain. Servants from the castle were taken to the torture chambers of Edinburgh Castle and stretched on the rack until they agreed to give false testimony against Janet Douglas. It is believed Janet's young son was also tortured, encouraging Janet not to contest the charges. With witnesses to her crimes, no one dared stand against the king. On 17th July, 1537, after years of imprisonment, Janet was burned at the stake in front of Edinburgh Castle. The gathered crowd, including her son who was forced to watch, are said to have remained mostly silent, an indication of the lack of belief in the charges. John had also been sentenced to death but instead, after watching his mother's horrific execution, was returned to the dungeons. He remained there until 1542, when King James V died, along with his personal vendetta against the Douglas family. John was released, and Glamis Castle, estate and titles were returned to him. A lonely figure has been witnessed throughout Glamis Castle, known as the Grey Lady. On one occasion, a family member entered the private chapel within the castle to find a lady dressed in grey kneeling in front of the altar. She backed out respectfully, and waited for the lady to finish her prayers, yet after some time, no one had left. She looked again to find the chapel completely empty. Many people report a feeling of sadness as they enter the chapel, a sensation that intensifies when the Grey Lady is in the atmosphere. She has also been sighted in the clock tower, overlooking the estate. It is widely believed that the Grey Lady is Janet Douglas, seeking peace at the castle she loved. Let's join Scottish Paranormal's Ryan O'Neill and Associates inside Glamis Castle.
Nous n'avions jamais pu enquêter à l'intérieur, jusqu'à ce soir. C'est exceptionnel. On ne parle pas juste d'un lieu célèbre en Écosse, ou même au Royaume-Uni, mais d'un château connu dans le monde entier pour son activité paranormale.
Ils viennent enquêter sur la légende la plus célèbre de Glamis Castle, celle du comte Birdie, qui, ne trouvant pas de partenaire pour jouer aux cartes, aurait clamé qu'il joue. Nos visiteurs ont vite la certitude qu'ils ne sont pas seuls dans cette crypte.
Quel est votre nom ? Maître ? Êtes-vous le maître de cette maison ? Est-ce que je parle à quelqu'un d'important ? Avez-vous été emmuré vivant ?
Le détecteur d'ondes électromagnétiques semble obéir à une présence.
Pouvez-vous arrêter maintenant ? Merci. Pouvez-vous le refaire encore une fois, juste pour confirmer ? Merci. Pouvez-vous encore arrêter ? Très bien. Voulez-vous nous dire une dernière chose avant qu'on parte ?
Convaincus ou sceptiques, ce soir-là, tout le monde suivra l'injonction du prétendu esprit. En partant, laissant enfin seul...
Oh. Did you hear that?
I heard that.
What did you get there?
A click.
I can't hear, because you're in a clicking over here?
Yeah. I feel something all over my head.
Oh. What's that?
Again, that'll need to be slowed down, that part there, so I can listen. Like, send it like a sentence or a phrase.
Were you left in that room to die?
Yeah.